I've never been into fine arts. And trust me, I've tried many different things, like painting, drawing, watercolors, even sculpting. Following all those rules of fine art, that's just not me. So it makes me wonder sometimes, what else can I do with acrylic paints? I get tired of using a brush or a palette knife on a canvas. I want to use everyday product that you would never even think to use. So I just did that. I have 3 unique techniques with acrylic paints. Interested? Hi, it's Keren here, and in this video I will show you acrylic paint resist techniques that will help you experiment and motivate you to create. But shh, it's a secret. I will actually show you 4 products, as the last one is an actual art product that will give you amazing resist technique results as well. So let's get started. The first product is Vaseline. Wait, what? Yes, you heard me right, Vaseline. And you'll be so amazed with the cool resist techniques it creates. For starters, I will just apply it to the blank surface. I'm using some regular mixed media paper, but you can use it on canvas or on any surface. I'm only applying it in some places, and once I do, I will cover the whole area with acrylic paint. You can use your favorite colors. For best results, use heavy body acrylic paints, which are a little bit thicker. But if you don't have that, it will work with any acrylic paint. You might have to add more than 1 coat and dry in between those coats. Now this is important. You must dry the acrylic paint thoroughly. Some of the resist will start appearing when you dry, and that's okay. Then, using a baby wipe or a wet rag, start wiping off the acrylic paint. It should peel off easily when rubbing it over the Vaseline. It creates an amazing resist effect on your background. But to take it a step further and create a realistic peeled paint effect, like you see here, I will be adding another layer. We will be repeating the same technique over the acrylic paint by rubbing the Vaseline with our finger over some of the painted areas. Then I covered everything with brown and copper colors to really make it look like wood, because that's where you usually see peeled paint. However, you can use any contrasting colors, as paint comes in so many different combinations like you see in these. Remember to dry this layer really well. Then you remove the paint to reveal the layer underneath. Stay tuned until the end of this video as I show you how I incorporated this technique into a project to make the peeled paint effect even more prominent. Doesn't this look amazing? It looks like real peeled paint. And the next technique will give you a similar effect. It is really cool. For the next technique, I'm going to take you on a trip down memory lane, all the way back to kindergarten. It might make you feel carefree like a kid, without any worries in the world. That's how I'd love for us to feel when we're creating. But truly, this technique can really add a unique look to your projects. The scratch off technique is so much fun to do, and the reveal part is even more amazing. The first thing is to cover the background with crayons or oil pastels. Since they're oil-based like the Vaseline, they will resist the acrylic paint. You can cover the whole background in different ways like you see here. You can even get your kids involved to save you time like I did. My daughter made this rainbow one. Then, like we did when we were kids, cover the background with acrylic paint. We used to do that with black paint, but you can definitely do any color you love, like I'm doing here with blue and with white. You have to make sure that you dry it thoroughly because you really want to create that peeled effect technique, like you saw in the previous example. The only difference with this one, you need to scratch the paint off from the crayons. So you need to use some sharper tool like a palette knife. Doesn't it look amazing? It's so satisfying to just peel off the paint. It's like removing glue out of your fingers when it's dry. It feels so good. You can also use a pointy object or anything that you can find around your craft room. Just make sure you don't press too hard because then you can rip the paper. Doesn't it look like the peeled paint I showed you from the walls? I guess I'm getting a little nostalgic, as the next technique will also remind you of your childhood. to watch your candles melt on your birthday cake and then blow them out. All I wanted to do is touch and feel the wax and peel it off the table, my hands, or anything that it touched. Just dripping the wax over the paper to create that resist is just so amazing. I'm using just regular birthday candles and melting them over my paper. Don't you remember how fun it was? But truly what I want to show you is that art in general connects us to everything in our soul. And that's something that I would really love for you to receive out of my videos. Yes, I'm teaching you techniques, but it's so much more than that. And that's something that can be so valuable to you. Along the same wavelength as crayons, candle wax can be used to create some amazing resist effects. In this case, I added black paint because I really wanted to show you the contrast with the melted colors. The resist technique works really well because the wax has an oily surface, like all the other products that I already showed you. Another way to do this is to use white wax that I bought in a bag, but you can even save up your candle shavings and drip them over the surface. I really wanted to show you how this technique works by stamping underneath. Since the wax is clear, the stamped image will show beneath it when it resists the paint. After you melt the wax onto the paper, I used a heat tool for this. You can cover the background with acrylic paint like we did before. Make sure you dry the acrylic paint really well before removing it to create the resist. Wax has been used in art for many years to do encaustic painting. But let's be real, that's another art form altogether to learn, and who has time? So instead, why not apply this simple technique by melting wax over your surface? Truly, it's just an extra mixed media technique you can just use to boost your creativity, and you can use it on any type of surface, whether it's a canvas, a card, or an art journal. And as promised, the bonus resist technique. Make sure you continue watching as I will show you how to bring everything together in a project, as I don't want to leave you hanging with just a bunch of unfinished experiments, so stay tuned to the end. For this technique, I will show you how to use a very unique product called masking fluid. The one I'm using is from Grafix, but there's several companies that make it. It comes as a marker, in a bottle with a Fineline tip, or in a pot like you see here with this really cool applicator. I'm sure you wondered what that was. The one I'm using is actually called liquid frisket, but it is a masking fluid because its job is to mask an area so you can add mediums on top and it will resist the background. It almost acts like a stencil. In this case, I am masking parts of the butterfly wings. Once it's applied, it needs to dry for about 10 minutes. I stamped one of the butterflies with the same stamp as before just to show you how it will show through the resist. Once it's dried, I painted the butterflies with acrylic paint the same way as I had done before. You can also use watercolors for this technique. Once the acrylic paint is dry, you start removing the masked area. The fluid becomes gooey like dried glue, and to remove it, the kit provides you with an eraser-like product which easily removes the mask. The main issue, and I know some of you face it, is how to incorporate techniques into your artwork. Watch how I create this art journal page with 2 of these techniques, but you could technically use any of them to create a project. I want to encourage and reassure you that techniques I show you are as easy as you see me doing them. To get some interesting texture in the resist areas, I used a script stamp to add some design. I wanted to mimic as if there was writing on the walls, under the paint like you see here. To enhance the shadow of the peeled paint area, I used a black Stabilo Write-All pencil. I outlined all the resist areas on the inside to create a shadow inside the peeled paint. And then I used a wet brush to blend them as the pencil is water soluble. The beauty of the Stabilo Mark All pencil is that not only is it water soluble, but it also can write on any type of surface, so it's really great for mixed media. I really love how we can mimic things that we see around us, whether it is in nature or in an urban city. What I love about art is that it can really relate to each one of us depending on where we live, what we love to do, and we can really incorporate that into our art as much as possible. You can always find inspiration anywhere you go. While my lines were drying, I took the butterfly and I just edged the borders in black to give it some definition. Then I took the same stamp and stamped it on the big butterfly. I also added a few splatters of gold just to add a little bit more highlights. Then I just glued the butterfly using some soft matte gel. But wait, the page isn't done yet. This is where you can learn to implement some of the techniques from my previous videos. Remember my last video about what to do when you lose your creative mojo? I will link it at the end in case you haven't seen it. But I will be using 2 of those techniques I showed in that video to bring it all together. The first one is splatters, and let me say that I love splatters. The second one is lines, which I often use to frame my projects. I first added them in black and then in white. The black ones I added them straight around the edge, but the white ones I added in different directions to create movement for the eyes towards the focal point. To unleash your creativity further, I created a short playlist for you, starting with some valuable exercises I love to use when I need to spark my creativity. I'll see you there.